Welcome back to Houzz TV Live. I'm Rick Spence, and with me today is Anastasia Harrison out of beautiful New Jersey, the Garden State. So welcome to the show. Great to have you here. This home, it's like this beautiful, you go down this driveway and you're like, where am I going? And it's like hidden in the woods and so nice. What a treat to work on this. So give me a little overview of the home.
We are in a very beautiful suburban neighborhood. Houses are pretty close together. And this one is really special because it sits on 1.5 acres, which is pretty unheard of in our area. And it's from 1907 and it's a beautiful old home. So it just was a fabulous project to work on.
So let's hop into the kitchen. Give me a little feel for this kitchen and what your objectives were with it.
Yeah. Well, there was some millwork in this house that was absolutely beautiful, but it was past the point of being able to be saved. And it was this rich walnut and it was stained. And it was really the inspiration for the materials used in the kitchen. We saved this little piece of wood because that's all there was left. And that was the actual piece we took to the millworker and said, I want to match this. So that's how we got that rich, deep, beautiful walnut hue. And it was really important to us to maintain a new kitchen that didn't feel brand new or disassociated to the architecture of the home. So it was really very beautiful to add some texture to bring more modern touches through. So the reeded glass, although it's not new, is being used lately in a much more modern way. So we use that on the glass cabinets, and then bringing it through, we have a lot of ribbed detailing on that paneling of the island. And keeping that lighter and fresher in the lighter tones sort of played with that whole thought. So it really worked beautifully to take those textures and add them to these really traditional pieces of millwork. The island was inspired by the arched windows. What we did was we recreated that window and then added curves into the rest of the kitchen. The fixture over the island is quite a beautiful fixture. It's all of these reeded glass rods. It's a visual comfort fixture. It's exquisite. The reeds are almost the identical proportion of the reeds that are in the base cabinet.
Really nice. In terms of hardware and mixed materials in the space, tell me about your choices there and how you like to approach it.
For me, hardware choices really have to be about function. A pole versus a knob are very different associations. So it's something that we like to consider. I love handles on drawers rather than knobs. When I'm working in a kitchen and my hands are dirty, sometimes you use the littlest finger that's clean to pull it open. And you can't always do that with a knob. So we picked this brushed brass hardware by Top Knobs, which is beautiful and really feels like an older piece of hardware.
So tell me a little bit about the isolated sconce next to the portable sconce all by itself over there.
I know, but doesn't he make a statement?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was to balance. I know it's not truly a balance, but we have the tall cabinets on the right-hand side. We have this beautiful texture of wall covering, which is the tile. And then we needed just something to balance that left side because then we roll right into the door, which goes to the mudroom, and then a pantry, which we had built to mimic the kitchen. We just felt that adding a light fixture there was just a nice touch to bring it together and add a little more character and unexpectedness.
Well, that's a beautiful kitchen. Congratulations on that space. That's just awesome. So let's go into the dining area. So many great elements. Again, lots of texture. Looks like some lincrusta in there too around the molding.
All original. All we did was lean in to what was in that room. That molding was green with gold rub on it when we walked in. And when they first bought the house, there was a crazy Morris&Co wallpaper. So that dining room was heavy and dark and it hurt because it had this beautiful stone fireplace that was dirty and old and also very heavy. So by lightening the color of the paint and then adding a really surprise color on that molding and bringing it up and over the ceiling, that really opened up the space and made it much more modern. And we picked this really fun color called Dead Salmon by Farrow and Ball for the ceiling. Very unexpected and truly a wonderful space.
Like a pinky taupe. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Sometimes these fireplaces are from found stones on the property, right? Is this kind of...
Yeah, it is because it's the same stone that's the foundation.
Oh,
so
that's great.
It was built with the house. So all we did was clean it and restore the mantle and ensure that it was just looking its best.
What a cozy space is that? So this is like a dining room / scotch parlor. Really?
Yes.
It could be both those
Yes.
things, right?
Yeah. And it's nice and simple, which is so nice.
So let's go into their choices in there. The table and the chairs. Are these just all antiques in here?
Yeah, they were the owner's pieces that were originally in her original kitchen. They were beautiful and they worked really well as a dining room set. And it's a much more casual set than you would typically put in a dining room. But we felt that with the stone and the color choices we put in that room, it would work beautifully. And as you can see, it does.
Okay, let's go into the mudroom.
So we knew we were going to take the laundry room and move it upstairs. So we got rid of that space, but we completely reconfigured the space by taking down all of the walls and pieces and adding millwork. So it really gives you a true mudroom. And then behind it is sort of the entries to the house.
I love this space. And the herringbone, tell me about the tile. It's just gorgeous tile.
It's a porcelain tile that looks like brick. So the durability of it is really very simple to keep clean. It's just warm, soapy water. It really adds a lot of texture again into the mudroom, which is something, as you know, we did in the kitchen, and it just suits the house so well. We even picked really special handles for that mudroom. They're artisan-made wood and leather straps that are just so beautiful, and to touch them, they will age with the cabinetry and the handles because the leather will break in and softly fall. And it's just a nice unexpected element in there as well.
And another lone sconce.
Yeah,
right?
It's actually wall art underneath it, so it's an art light. There's a rendering of the original house underneath it.
Oh, that's cool. That's nice. That's a nice little call out to the home there. And is that a wallpaper in there?
Yes, it's a wallpaper. It's a company called Lewis and Wood, and they do beautiful patterns. They're modern patterns with this traditional feel to them. And when you look at a small swatch of it, it feels almost like an iCat. But when you put it up, you can really see the pattern. And we just fell in love with it immediately. And it was the wallpaper that inspired the color for the cabinets.
Gorgeous. That's great stuff there. Let's go up to this beautiful primary bathroom. This truly is like being in a treehouse now. You can really appreciate where you are in nature. And I can't think of a better place to put a bathtub than in a corner of this space, and with no worries about anybody seeing you. And also the shower, that kind of tile. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
There was a tile that we had found. It comes in linear strips, and it was my idea to take it and make it a concentric square. It took about a half of a day to lay it out with the tiler and get it just perfect so that the concentric squares continued. The finished product is something completely unique from a standard building material that we found.
Really gorgeous. That is incredible. All right, so give me the overview of this beautiful primary bath.
So it was just a sunroom. It was really a great space planning exercise to figure out where we were going to close a window to put a shower. And then it was actually the contractor's idea to keep the window at the transom in the shower. And what more beautiful thing to have than a room full of windows when it's a bathroom?
Tell me about the floor tile and then the countertop. It also sort of the reeded approach on the wood of this cabinetry, which harkens back to the kitchen.
Yeah, we really liked that detail and brought it upstairs to be a design element that sort of ties the two spaces together. And the idea of all the materials selected in that bathroom was neutral and light. But again, keeping the common theme of adding texture. So the star and cross pattern is a porcelain tile from the tile bar. Once we showed it to the owner, she absolutely loved it. So we had said, okay, that is the basis for the materials in this room. We have to work with this beautiful neutral star and cross. And then I wanted to add something special in the shower with having a very neutral wall. So visually, nothing was going to counteract with that treehouse feel. If we had some sort of a crazy marble on the wall in the shower, it would detract from the beauty that you see going around the room. So we added any texture and fun to the floors. So in the floor tile, there are 3 stones. There's a Carrara, there's a white marble, and then there's a Bardiglio, which is a It's beautiful gray blue color. So we had decided that we would pull that out as the only color in that bathroom and find a countertop that was that material. So that's what we did. We took that little piece of tile and went to Stone Yards and found a slab.
Just gorgeous. And then still beautiful mirrors, that sort of honey color again. Is that sort of repeated also from the kitchen, that same color?
Yes, that honey brass. The owner truly loved that color as well, and we continued it upstairs in the bathroom.
So I want to ask you a little bit about Houzz Pro and how you use it and how it's impacted your business.
Yeah, so in today's world, we have a lot on our tech deck, and we use a lot of different programs just to get our everyday life done. And using Houzz Pro allows my team into the programs that they need to use, and it shortens my tech deck. We do our presentations in it. We do proposals. We do invoices. We do all of our billing, and project managers can manage that process from the beginning through the end, and even manage all of our procurement. So Houzz Pro really helps me combine all of those things in one solution.
Thank you so much, Anastasia. Beautiful home. Congratulations. And thank you for sharing all your knowledge. And I hope we get to do it again.
I do too. Thank you so much.
Okay, we'll see you. Bye-bye.